Today we're going to go over the steps I took to change my sailboat's diesel engine oil. As sailors, it's incumbent on us to learn how all the systems on a boat work, primarily so we can fix things when they break, and it all starts with learning how to take proper maintenance steps. I'm ashamed to say that I've allowed the diesel engine to intimidate me, and too often I've paid professionals to conduct the basic diesel maintenance on Silverheels. But it's time to change all that. I'm drawing a line in the sand, so we're going to change the motor oil ourselves, and the tools we will need are as follows. New engine oil, a new oil filter, a filter wrench, a pump, a container to hold the old engine oil, and oil absorbing pads. I'll point out that this is getting done during a Chicago winter, where I'm commuting to the boatyard every Saturday by a public train. So with that, let's go to the action.
All right, heading to the boatyard. Very fun, cold weather, but at least I'm dressed for it. We'll have to wait at the boatyard for a little while. All right, here waiting for my train. I got here about 5-10 minutes early. So we'll just sit here and kind of wait in the cold. And I do see the moon, which is pretty out there. Right, on the Metro.
The first step would normally be to run the engine to warm it up, so that extracting the old engine oil would be easier. Cold engine oil doesn't flow as freely as warm engine oil. However, this is something I didn't do given the constraints of not being able to run the engine without water intake. This means I will probably not be able to extract as much of the old engine oil as I otherwise would.
Okay, we're here. Back to see Silverheels. There she is. Okay, for this first stage, I'm putting on some gloves. It's not great to get oil on your fingers. Okay, I'm going to pull the dipstick out and take a look. I've got paper towels. I've got absorbent pads down here. And I think that's all I need initially to potentially pump out that oil. So we're going to pull the dipstick out, take a look at her.
You are inspecting the oil on the dipstick relative to how low or full the oil currently is. You're also paying attention to the oil color and consistency. Next, remove the oil filler cap before pumping out old oil to allow air ventilation through the engine's lubrication system. We are now going to extract the old engine oil through the dipstick tube. We are doing this because draining the oil out of an oil plug into a pan or container below the engine is impractical due to space constraints. To do this properly, we must first mark the extraction hose at a depth matching the dipstick length, and then affix the hoses so that they will remain in place when we begin pumping. My first attempt to draw oil with a hand pump failed. I think for two reasons. First, I did not have a good sense of the extraction hose depth, and second, because the lengths of hose were too large. This inexpensive $11 hand pump kit was problematic from the start, and even after I decreased the hose lengths and got the right depth for the extraction hose, the hand pump proved too difficult to be effective.
So I still got something going on here. I got to figure it out.
I next leveraged my favorite resource, YouTube, and from videos, decided to purchase an inexpensive $20 oil transfer pump from Amazon. This worked well. I got the extraction hose in at the correct depth, and the oil started pumping, though it was a slow process. All was okay until the pump got too hot and the on-off switch burned out. I next consulted with some local expertise, and they gave me some extraction options, but they came with a cost. The Marpac extractor siphon pump came highly recommended, costing between approximately $80 and $120, depending on the capacity. The Jabsco DIY oil change system was also available. Jabsco is a well-reputed name in pumps. The cost, however, is greater than $200. There were some other in-between options, but I decided to purchase another $20 oil change pump of a different brand from Amazon and try my luck again. This time, I monitored the heat coming from the pump, ensured the intake line was always drawing oil, and took a 20-minute break to allow the pump to cool down at one point. Once the oil was fully extracted, everything went quickly after. It was now time to replace the oil filter. I placed oil-absorbing pads underneath the engine, anticipating some remnant oil would trickle out when I pulled off the old filter. To loosen the filter, I leveraged an oil filter wrench and then used my hand to unscrew and extract the filter. To prep the new filter, I poured a small amount of new oil into the new filter and smeared new oil over the gasket to lubricate it. Then, I hand screwed on the new filter. And tightened with the filter wrench. This was all very easy and took no time at all. I then added the new engine oil through the oil filler entrance. Stopping periodically to check the level with the dipstick. After filling the oil to the top tick mark on the dipstick, I commenced the cleanup.
Alright, got done changing the oil and collected the old engine oil in this kitty litter bucket. And now I'm bringing the old oil and the old filter to a place at the yacht yard that you're supposed to bring that old oil to so they can dispose of it properly.
That's all there really is to replacing your engine oil on a marine diesel engine. The tough part for me was the oil extraction, though this was because I had to work out how to do it, the procedure around that for the first time. It may feel frustrating or humiliating to get things wrong as you learn, but it is much better to go through the effort and learn for yourself. In the end, that effort will save you money, increase your familiarity with the engine, and make you less dependent. Thanks to my subscribers for your support. I'm Sailor Eric, and thanks for watching.